Hello, welcome back to this video on have you got the right HR leadership mindset? If you haven't seen the previous video on intimacy and the hashtag solution, please feel free to have a look at that in the playlist. But today I want to talk to you about mindset, which is the second impact factor in creating an impactful mindset. So let's get stuck straight into what do I mean about this. So mindset is, I'm talking about the IBS regulator. And what does the IBS regulator stand for? As you can see on the screen, it's about internal questions. It's about the Bermuda drama triangle, and it's about getting in the right state of mind. So these are the three things I want to share with you in this video. So let's get stuck into internal questions. So what is it about internal questions? When I think about internal questions, it's the questions that we ask ourselves without us even realizing. It's like the unconscious, let alone the conscious ones. So think about it. We're always asking ourselves these internal questions. Why are they important? Because they can either weaken or undermine our impact. And I'm talking about questions like, am I confident enough? Do I have enough information? It's kind of like when I ask them internal questions, like, do I have enough information to share with you in these videos? And, the crazy thing is our unconscious mind will actually just answer. And so when I think about the internal questions that are weakening HR and undermining HR's impact, I think of these. Why is HR always being ignored? Or why doesn't HR, is not being recognized for the hard work that we do? So these are all internal questions that we ask without even thinking about it. Of course, sometimes we sit around and we talk about them, but a lot of the time, these are the sort of internal questions that then get reflected onto ourselves. And it's kind of like, why am I being ignored? And, why am I not taken serious? Or why am I not being valued for all the hard work that I do? So these are the internal questions that we keep asking ourselves that actually just undermine us. They weaken our impact when we go into that meeting. I can't stress enough that if you're not aware of these, and you won't be, because like I say on the screen here, it says our unconscious mind does not discriminate. It just tells you as it is. Why am I not good enough? Well, because you screwed up the last time. Or, why am I not having any impact in this meeting? Oh, well, remember what happened last time. Or because they don't like you. Your unconscious mind will just tell you as it is. So we've got to be aware of the internal questions. So I want you to start thinking about, what can HR do to not be ignored? So think about more constructive, more proactive questions that you could ask, questions that are going to give you a better answer, that are going to, kind of lead you into thinking, okay, I now know what I need to do differently to not be ignored. I now know what I need to do differently or to be taken seriously. So these are the things that, questions I want you guys to kind of be mindful about. So when you start to ask the right questions, the right internal questions, you start having a different level of impact. Why? Because you're looking for the right answers. So being aware of your internal questions is the first point I wanted to make in this video. The second point I want to get into is what I'm calling the Bermuda drama triangle. Some of you may have heard of the drama triangle from Stephen Karpman, who is a psychotherapist, and he talked about these three different positions that people enter the drama triangle. And just real quickly, people will come to you and they'll come as a victim. Why? Because, they've been persecuted. There's a persecutor, there's the bad guy. Yes. So think about that. And then what we're doing is in HR, a lot of the time we become the rescuer. And so when we put this into the workplace context, someone complains to you about a colleague or a leader. They come to you as a victim and they identify someone or that colleague or that leader as the persecutor. Now, depending on where you enter the trauma triangle, you could either go, oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And, I had the same thing. I had the same experience. And therefore you become the victim. So now you have two victims and you're stuck at the victim level. Or you kind of help that victim move to, yeah, I know, and that's not right. And they shouldn't be doing this. So all of a sudden you're not a rescuer. You're now the persecutor. So we need to be mindful of how this happens at work. And we're constantly in this drama triangle. And so I'm kind of calling it, we're caught up in the Bermuda triangle and we can't get out of it. So how do we get out of it? And putting this into the HR context now, there are intimidators. There are those colleagues and those leaders, those people within our organizations that intimidate us. And therefore we become the sufferers. Well, how do we help people get out of this drama triangle? How do we create more impact? Well, we adopt a facilitator role. And what do I mean by a facilitator? It's not about rescuing. This is about how do we resolve that conflict? How do we provide a different perspective? How do we educate? How do we kind of give them different options for them not to feel like they're a sufferer? That they go, okay, yeah, I own this. I can get out of this. Yes. So it's not about rescuing. It's about helping that sufferer, move out of the drama triangle. Why? Because you're helping them find solutions. So this is the key, the second thing that I want you to kind of take away from this video, and making sure that we have the right mindset, the mindset of a facilitator. And then the last bit really is the right state of mind. Yes. And I know some of you, you'd be talking to people and they come to you and they go, oh my God, I'm in a right state. And you're like, really? I'm in a right state. I don't know what to do. And, I've had problems with this. And it's like, well, you're not really in the right state, are you? Because if you're in the right state, you wouldn't have these problems and you wouldn't be thinking and feeling what you're thinking and feeling. You're kind of fixed into that mindset. And so this is not about lots and lots of techniques and positive mental attitude and affirmations. Guys, this is just about making sure that if you want to get out of the state of mind that you're in, is a negative one, then we've got to kind of move into a different state, which I'm calling resourcefulness. You've got to get into a resourceful state of mind if you want to show up differently. And these are sort of things that you need to be thinking about. So if I'm feeling down and my state of mind is I'm not feeling great, not feeling motivated, what I need to kind of hold strong in the forefront of my mind is to think about, well, how can I be more curious? How can I be more resilient in this meeting? How can I be more determined in this meeting the next time that I go in, so I have impact on the people in that meeting? So this is really what I wanted to kind of get. And of course, there's more to it than this, but I just wanted to do a short video and give you these 3 practical tips in terms of how you can be more mindful in creating more impact. So this is all about that, getting that new mindset. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about stop being pink and fluffy and get your body language right. And we're going to get into the P, which is the first factor of step 2, which is really about enhancing what you got. Yeah, and how are you going to kind of show up differently? So join me on the next video where I'm going to talk to you about the 3 things within the P that's going to help you really enhance your impact, and particularly, have a strong body language. Good. So see you on the next video. If there are any comments you have, please feel free to share with them or get in touch via LinkedIn. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care for now.